Our wonderful trip to Spain and France began with an unexpected flight delay in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. So we took advantage of the time and experienced the history it had to offer by going to Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was signed, the Liberty Bell, and even had the opportunity to see the oldest post office in the United States. This was the marking of the beginning of the best culturally filled experience of my life. After a 9-hour flight across the Atlantic Ocean, our first stop in Europe was Barcelona, Spain, where we were greeted by the gracious scholars of the University of Barcelona. From them, learning how important family businesses are to the Catalonian culture and the financial stability of the country. Our visit was followed by a tour of the city, where we saw such historical sites as the famous Sagrada Familia Church by the architect Gaudi, that has yet to be finished, the Four Cats Cafe, where famous artists and scholars would enjoy their time, and even ancient Roman ruins that stand in the middle of an apartment complex. We were even fortunate enough to experience the St. Joan festival in which people celebrate the beginning of summer and new beginnings by celebrating on the streets, by dancing and being merry. From there, it was off to Supteco in Montpellier, France, to begin our summer school program with our new French classmates. We were first greeted by them by giving us a tour of the most important winery in Europe. This was not only a great French experience with wine tasting, but an ideal icebreaker. While in Montpellier, we were able to experience the teachings and dynamics of a French classroom. We even had the wonderful opportunity of taking an authentic French cooking class where we learned how to make macaroons. Outside of the classroom, we even had the chance to see sites such as a 2,000-year-old arena where gladiators would fight. In this great place, we were able to break cultural barriers and make lifelong friends. What French cultural experience isn't complete if Paris isn't included? In the most romantic and most visited city in the world, we visited places like, of course, the Musée du Louvre, which contains some of the most famous sculptures, such as the Headless Angel, and of course, one of the most famous paintings in the world, the Mona Lisa. This was a sight to see. The Palace of Versailles of King Louis XIV, with its golden and beautiful gates, was breathtaking. Within its walls, it contained beautiful artwork and sculptures, like of Marie Antoinette. Outside of its walls, it had acres upon acres of luscious green gardens. Following that, we got to see the most famous retail store of France, the name Champs-Élysées, and the Arc de Triomphe at the center of the city. Ending the French experience with the Eiffel Tower, having the opportunity to admire the breathtaking view from the second level of the tower overlooking the entire city. To seeing the tower light up at night, this made me appreciate the rich culture this country had to offer. The last stop of our trip was the city of Madrid, Spain. Not only has it been the capital since 1562, but it is also the political, geographical, and cultural heart of Spain. It is home to the palace of the royal family and has such historical sites as the world's oldest restaurant. It is also the cultural point for the sport of bullfighting, which will become banned in most of Spain later this year, and the art of flamenco dancing, both of which we experienced firsthand, giving us the full Spanish cultural experience. From beginning to end, this trip has been the best experience of my life.